Welcome to the Fifth and Goal Sports Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Aaron, Josh, and Johnny.
Welcome to the show. Hello, everyone. And by everyone, I do mean everyone, because we are trying a thing that so far has not broken my computer. This show is now available, for better or worse, streaming live on YouTube like it normally is. Shout out YouTube. As well as Facebook and TikTok. So if you're watching on any of those platforms, or even if you're watching the replay, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. This is the Fifth and Goal Sports Podcast, and it is Josh, Johnny, and Aaron. We have a full show as always this week with March Madness, with baseball starting, with all sorts of weird other things happening as they usually do. But before we get into all of that, Josh, what's going on, my man?
Hi, Aaron. I'm on the TikTok stream right now.
Okay.
Per your request.
Yeah, we had to
sure that
test it
everything
out.
was good.
Right.
I liked the stream 200 times.
Let's go.
And yet I see here, TikTok auto announcement, Aaron Lynn just got both the number 2 and the number 1 gifter badge.
Let's go.
I'm stuck at 4th. There are only 2 people on the stream and I'm 4th.
Yeah.
So my week was okay.
I have no idea how a TikTok stream works. I'll just be straight up honest with you. No shot. I have no idea. I'm sorry, Josh.
It's Aaron and his 2 burner accounts.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Well, I'm sorry your week is now ruined, Josh. Johnny, is yours any better?
No, because it's all 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament. No ridiculousness. What's one shining moment going to be this year? I don't even know.
That one guy at your office who always picks chalk, he's now going to have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. And that guy's the worst.
Yeah.
He's also a big fan of the new HR initiative.
Oh,
whatever it
he
is.
probably runs the HOA in your neighborhood. This guy's the worst.
Yeah.
Now, there wasn't an HOA in your neighborhood, and he decided that you guys needed one. So he went to the council with a proposal, got the minimum number of signatures.
He probably formed a committee.
That's
one of my least favorite words in the entire world. Committee.
Yeah. Well, committee has apparently appropriately decided that the 4 top seeds should have been the 4 top seeds, because for the second time ever, and look, we're not one to give the committee a lot of credit, but in this situation, they may have actually got it correct, because for the second time ever in the men's NCAA tournament, we have, all 1 seeds. You've got Auburn, you've got Florida, Duke, and Houston. All number 1s, all playing one another. So that's what we have in front of us, and we'll talk about it in picks of the week, but we tried to pick some upsets from the Sweet 16 on. Basically, none of that happened. This was just the 1 seeds taking care of business. There were some scares. Duke had a showdown against Arizona in the Sweet 16. Auburn needed a big comeback over Texas Tech, or was that Florida? Either one, whichever, it doesn't matter. They're both in the Final Four. So we had some scares, but really, guys, this has just been domination by these 1 seeds. Curtis, by the way, just popped on the YouTube chat and said, who y'all got? So that's my question to you as well. Because we said Houston. We all 3 said Houston. Frankly, it's a miracle they're still there due to our curse of when any of the 3 of us all pick something, it goes badly. Somehow they're all still there.
Hey, I told you it was going to happen this time. It was going to happen this time. We all picked Houston. Honestly, if you were just asking which team has looked the best so far in this tournament, I'd say Duke. Duke has looked the best because there's been plenty of times where they're not even shooting that well. The other team is just hitting everything they jack up, and you're like, and Duke's up 2 somehow. It feels like everything that possibly could be going right for the other team is. and Duke's still leading. Part of that is we didn't know how healthy Cooper Flagg would be with his ankle. So I think we were also a little like, I don't know. Because, colleges still don't have to give us all the details of that. So we're not really 100% sure. But it was clear, game one, Cooper Flagg's fine. Duke has incredible size. I think that's the first thing that stands out to you when you watch Duke play. They have plenty of shooters. Flagg is special. But Houston has an outstanding defense. So I'm fascinated to see how that game goes. But honestly, I'd probably pick Duke if you made me pick again at this point in time in the tournament.
Yeah, it'd be hard for me to disagree, partially because I think I would rather play Houston than I would Florida or Auburn at this point, even though, like I said, we all picked Houston. And that defense that we've kind of been was one of the main reasons why we picked Houston to where they are. That really showed up against Tennessee. But look, Cooper Flagg is just ridiculous. And I am like the 10,000th person to say this, but that man should be a senior in high school. Like, nuts. And he's got a great team around him. Wow. What a powerhouse Duke has turned into under John Shire. And I would have to agree. If I'm repicking now, I would have Duke winning it. But there's still, as terrible as my bracket is, if Houston wins it all, I'm at least going to be top 3 with you guys probably. So, woo. Also, side note, if you picked all 1 seeds in your bracket and you're walking around today, yeah,
how dare you?
Right, and you're walking around like, oh, look at me. No, you're boring. Boo. You're right, Johnny.
You're boring.
Boo 'em. Boring.
Boo.
You probably also cheer when a Walmart comes in.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Buys up all the farmland, takes out the mom and pop shops on the corner grocer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a person that loves an HR thing too.
Oh.
Just loves
look
loves walking
forward
around the cubicles and touching base.
to mandatory teamwork, team building activities in the office.
Yeah.
They look forward to those.
Gross. Gross.
Ugh.
Yeah.
They have 2 truths and a lie ready to go, and it's the worst.
Oh.
It's the most obvious
Yeah.
one lie ever.
Yeah. It's like, I have a dog. I'm left-handed. One time I went on an African safari and wrestled a lion with my bare hands. 2 truths and a lie. Which one do you think it is? Yeah.
I have 2 dogs.
Left
You're right.
hand.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what we have on Saturday. So your game times for Saturday, 6:09 p.m. Eastern time. Why so specific? I don't know. Talk to CBS about that. And then Houston
Please
plays
be good games.
Duke. Yeah, that's what we are rooting for, Johnny. And is at 8:49 p.m. Eastern time. The championship game on Monday night, just the way everyone wants it, is at 8:50 p.m. Eastern time. Woo!
Why?
We couldn't do it Friday, Saturday. Well, Friday, Sunday, I guess is not that much.
It's
It is
even in
better.
Central Time.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we? Whatever.
I don't know. That we'll be upset about that until the end of time between that and the college football national championship. But that is all 1 seeds in the Final Four. So I don't really have anything more to say about that. We'll see. I'm with you, Johnny. I just hope they're good games because this is the clash of the Titans that we're getting. And I hope it's worth it because we didn't get a lot of upsets. So let's at least make up for it with some really good games here in the Final Four.
Exactly. I will just say one thing. Don't listen to all the people on like the 4-letter network and Fox Sports and all these big companies saying, oh, the numbers say in viewership that you like it better when the bigger teams are here. Like, stop. Like, those people always just want to lecture you no matter what the outcome is. So don't buy it. Don't feed into it. Don't click. Don't subscribe. For them. For us, yes. But, like, don't worry about them. But what Aaron said is, yes, hopefully we just get some outstanding games here in the Final Four to help make up for that. Because honestly, and I love this time of year and I love college basketball, there's only been like a handful of games that have been like really, really good. And memorable status games, I don't think there's been one yet, which is sad. Still good, still great. Like, I love the tournament. I will just say it in comparison to other tournaments, it has been underwhelming. So hopefully we get some good games. I am cheering for that. It might be last one alive in Houston, Duke, and first one to 100 in Auburn, Florida.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, the game I would say maybe is the iconic one is Purdue-Houston, but it's more because, like, was that an offensive foul? Like, Purdue just forgot to, just left the inbounder all alone. Like, it wasn't super well executed, right. even though we had kind of a buzzer beater.
And Cryer had one of the worst games of his career in that game, or it's probably not close.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it. I don't know. And that venue was terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, maybe the best game might have been in the first four when you had the Hail Mary kind of layup at the end. Like, that was the best game of the tournament in all likelihood.
That one really, faked us out, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we were ready.
Really faked us out. First game of the tournament, the 2-16 seeds. That game was amazing. Yeah, really faked us out. You're right. That's probably the best game of the tournament.
Yep. Well, that's been happening this weekend. Guys, we also had opening day and opening weekend of baseball. Josh, I forgot to look. Were the Rangers home this weekend? Mm-hmm. And if so, did the Nico Harrison chant start already? I missed that, if they did.
They're playing the Reds tonight.
Yeah, they are. I know they're in Cincinnati. Actually, in 8 minutes. First pitch.
I don't think I've been seeing more. I've also been.
I couldn't remember where they started the season. April. Maybe they didn't.
Oh no, that was yesterday.
Well, I'm sure someone yelled "Fire Nico" and the Rangers.
They had to. It was the Red Sox. It was fine.
Yeah.
Was it fine if it was the Red Sox?
Yeah, it was fine. They dropped the first one, but then swept the last three. So
okay,
sure,
yeah.
Why not?
I had the chance to go to opening day in Cincinnati, and outside of that ninth inning, that was an awesome experience. Cincinnati does it like no other team, and I'm not by saying that I'm not saying your team does it badly. That's not what I said. I said Cincinnati does it. Like, I am. Well, okay, Johnny hates you and your team. I hate my team, frankly, but the Reds go 1-2 against the San Francisco Giants. That they're already breaking my heart, and we are 3 games into a 162 game season. But I think the biggest headline from the baseball weekend is, of course, a controversy that's kind of almost adjacent to baseball, because that seems to be the way that baseball grabs headlines. Not really adjacent to, actually kind of a direct result of something on the field. The New York Yankees debuted what is being called the torpedo bat. By now, you've probably seen a picture of it. It's quite something. Apparently, some engineer somewhere said, hey, what if we put the barrel of the bat where batters actually hit the ball? Great thought. And the Yankees...
How's it taken this long?
Well, right. That's a great question. The Yankees just poured it on against the Milwaukee Brewers. On their game, during their game on Saturday, they scored 20 runs, notably against one of their former starting pitchers. Then they added double-digit runs, that too. On Sunday, in a 3-game series, the Yankees hit 15 home runs. Now, there's a lot of things at play here. One of them is just the short porch in right field. There was a couple games in there, a couple home runs in their first game that actually, there was one by, I can't remember who hit it, but it was a home run that literally would only happen in Yankee Stadium. And you get those every once in a while. That's part of it. But it's not like the Milwaukee Brewers are a bad baseball team. They were in the playoffs last year. They're expected to be one of the, if not the contender in the National League Central this year, and they got obliterated. Now, a lot of the comments online were, oh, it's the Yankees, boo, I can't believe they're cheating. Well, I'm here to tell you, number one, it's not cheating. That bat is in the rules. And number two, there's a good chance that by now, one of your favorite players on your team is using this bat. Guys, I was fascinated by this because I don't think we're going to see the kind of offensive explosion that the Yankees put forth, but it's quite something that we have seen this kind of revolution just 4 days into the baseball season.
I'm optimistic about it, Aaron.
Yeah.
Like, because if you've been following baseball recently, like pitching has really taken over the game, even getting rid of the shift, which that's helped for the offense. Still, because pitchers are getting pulled sooner and sooner and sooner, and then you can put in fresh bullpen pitchers constantly, and batters are only facing a pitcher sometimes only 2 times in a game. And, if you follow baseball at all, the more times you get to face the same pitcher in one game, the more likelihood that you're able to figure them out and get a hit, which that just is common sense. But with bullpens, going to the bullpen starting earlier and earlier and earlier, it's just been really hard on the offenses to really get hit. And an already still, to me, a remarkable impossible. The hardest thing in sports to do is to hit a baseball with a bat coming at you 100 miles per hour. So I actually am optimistic. I love the idea. My one question is, did the Yankees stash this away and hide it during spring training and then just pull it out? Because, Aaron, you're just well, every team's going to try to get these bats now. And of course you should. It's well within the rules. There's nothing against it. I have nothing against it. I think the only reason is what you said. People don't like it because it's coming from the Yankees. If this was the Tampa Bay Rays or the Pittsburgh Pirates or the Rockies, people would be like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird, but cool. But because it's the Yankees, people hate it, which just comes with the territory. It's like if it was the Cowboys doing something similar, everyone would hate it. So I actually love it. It's innovative to me, especially because it is within the rules. And also it's not unfair because other teams can copy it. But I am just intrigued by, so you're telling me they went through all of spring training not using these bats and then just pulled them out for opening day? Because that doesn't make sense to me. Right. Baseball players are creatures of habit. So it's either other teams were being dumb and not realizing they were using these bats in spring training, or the Yankees, for some reason, were going to hide them. And apparently it hasn't hurt them just pulling them out for the regular season. I'm just intrigued by that whole thing. When did they start using this?
Were they using them in spring training? And because we were all busy watching basketball from noon until 2 a.m. that we just didn't notice? Or That's a great question. Here's fascinating background on the person who... the mastermind, according to @JoePompliano on Twitter. This is Aaron Lienhart, the mastermind between the Yankees torpedo bats. He says it's one of the craziest career pivots ever. He earned a PhD from MIT. He worked on a NASA-funded research team. He was a physics professor at Michigan for 7 years. And then he started at Dawson Community College in Montana, which... that is arguably not even a real place, before becoming a minor league coach for the Yankees. I mean, that's unbelievable. Now, again, I would ask the question, did it really take a PhD guy from MIT to figure this out? Make bat big where bat hits ball? Probably not. But you know what? Apparently, because, we didn't come up with that and make however much money this guy's going to make. So.
Nope.
Yeah. So what a journey. We'll see how this expands. I'm already looking at some players, just a quick list of players who are already using this outside of the Yankees. You've got Yandy Diaz from the Tampa Bay Rays. You've got Francisco Lindor from the Mets. There's quite a handful of other players, and we'll see. If this works well, we'll see. And now I say that, and I believe the Brewers have already played today, and Kansas City hit a 3-run homer in the first inning. So it may just also be the Brewers are bad, but we'll see.
I did see the Brewers starting pitcher in that game when they just obliterated them, complaining that they were cheating. Never listen to baseball players complaining about cheating.
Right. Unless it's talking about the Astros.
Baseball players, especially pitchers, are notorious crybabies whenever anybody changes anything in the slightest fashion. They cry foul every single time. Pitchers have a massive advantage. This is make them nothing's changed for the pitchers. And I love that if this could help offenses more without having to lower the pitching mound, without having to implement the double hook, with the DH and starting pitcher that people have talked about, which I don't think is a terrible idea. But I would love, kind of like the pitch clock, I would have preferred we didn't need it, but we needed it. So I'm glad we put it in. I would just wish it would have naturally fixed itself, but it wasn't going to. So they did the right thing. I would like this to more naturally, level out between the hitting and the pitching. And I see this as much closer to naturally leveling out than having to make those, I would say, a little bit more dramatic changes to help the offensive side of the ball.
We've talked about this for years. I mean, it has become very clearly a pitcher's league, and this is just the natural pendulum swing back. As soon as I saw what they did and saw just how maliciously compliant the bat dimensions were, I got very happy.
Yeah.
Because what do we want? What did we determine? It was like a year and a half ago. Maybe it was honestly probably one of our earlier episodes where we solved MLB. One of the many times we've solved MLB, and we want like infield play. We don't want only homers or only strikeouts.
Right.
We want some actual field play. We want some defensive moves. I want to see a triple play. All right.
Exactly.
We just saw a TikTok compilation of cool triple plays. And I'm like,
nice.
Man, we used to be a proper country. This will help us get back.
It
Hopefully,
might.
Ideally.
It might. Well, here's some other interesting information. This was at John Boy, of course, legend on Twitter. Apparently, Cody Bellinger actually tried one with the Cubs last year. So did Giancarlo Stanton with the Yankees. Now, for Stanton, that did nothing, but that may be more because he's old and not that great anymore. Apparently, that analyst who we mentioned is also now with the Miami Marlins. So if anyone can save him, it's that guy. 9 of the 15 Yankees home runs were hit by players using the bat. Although he does point out here, hard to know for sure what bat is used at each at bat, but it also goes to show there were also just 6 home runs hit that weren't the bat. So again, this is just the Yankees offense being really darn good. But we're about to see a whole ton of metrics about who's using this bat, who's not, what's the effect. I think it's a good thing.
It's going to be overblown, though, because you still have to make the proper contact with the bat on the pitch.
Right.
So this is going to be totally overblown as a statistic, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. By the way, one thing I forgot to mention about our basketball conversation, this is from Matt Norlander. By the way, the 10 best KenPom teams ever, and the ratings date back to the 1996-1997 season. You want to guess how many of the current 4 teams are in the top 10 all time in the top 10 best KenPom teams? How many of the 4?
I won't answer this because I saw it. Josh, you go for it.
Of the 4 teams, how many are top 10 all time in KenPom?
I'm on a sports podcast. I should know what a KenPom is.
It's better if you don't. Just blindly guess, Josh.
Yep. Blindly guess Duke.
Well, I'm looking for a number, but that works. Duke is on this list. Now, Duke is the highest team on this list.
Sorry, I'm really good at this. I'm so good.
Josh was really dedicated in preparing for the next segment, and we just launched a question out of nowhere.
I'm preparing what I'm
fastball to the face.
Give me just straight up. I was given the new bat. I broke it over my knee and put my face down in the strike zone. 7.
Yes, you're right. 7 of the 4 teams left are. The answer is 4. All 4 teams are in the top 10 all time. But Duke is actually kind of a correct answer here because they are the number 2 team ever. I'll just read the list because I think it's fascinating. 1998 to 99, Duke is the best KenPom team ever, a rating of plus 43. Now, I don't even know what that rating necessarily means. I need to dive into that, but I just know it's a stat that has been kept for a long, long time. Number 2 is this year's Duke team. Number 3 is also a Duke team, which is crazy. Number 4 is the 2014-15 Kentucky team. I believe that's the Anthony Davis year where they almost went undefeated. You have Gonzaga 2020 to 21, which is the Jalen Suggs, Drew Timme year, I believe. Houston this year, UConn last year, Florida this year, 07-08 Kansas. That is the Mario Chalmers overtime championship team, I believe. Perry Ellis probably was still playing on that team. And last but not least, number 10, this year's Auburn team. So what KenPom is saying is, and what the metrics are saying is, we are in for the best Final Four ever. What will probably happen is blowouts and will be sad, But that's the positive energy we provide you on this show.
Sometimes the guys make picks based on their vast knowledge of sports. Sometimes they make picks based on vibes.
To me, North Florida is either losing their first game against Austin Peay by 1 billion, or they're winning the Atlantic Sun and making a Sweet 16 run, and there's no in between.
There's no in between.
Either way, they're probably going to be wrong. It's time for Picks of the Week.
Well, boy, were we wrong last week. In fairness, we set ourselves up for failure. Last week, during Picks of the Week, we decided we would pick a lower seed beating a higher seed in either the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8, and basically that didn't happen at all. So, did we even have a chance to get anything right there?
No, there was no chance that
Wow.
we could have gotten one right.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we went over 3, not our fault this time, which does mean our Picks of the Week current scoreboard reads myself with 8 points. Johnny, you've got 7. Josh, you've got 6. Again, a reminder, the winner wins the famed trophy, the misshapen star that says you're done it. The loser, no prize. The player in the middle goes to the 4th most dangerous Waffle House in the United States. And
I thought it was if I finished first or third, I went to the most.
oh,
fourth
that's
most
you're right.
dangerous.
Sorry. So don't finish in the middle.
There's a lot of numbers there, everybody.
Lots
Sorry.
of-
I
Yeah.
kind of forgot. I'm
If
sorry.
I finish first or last, I will go to
Aaron
the
and I
Birmingham
are going
Waffle
for
House.
one prize. You would say our goal is very linear.
Right.
Johnny has 7 or 8. Like, it's a whole flow chart on what he will be doing at the end of this season, depending on how many points he has scored relative to how we have done. But I'm certain it's also going to be tied in with like something random, like where he happens to be in the country at the time, because I could totally see you going to like, I don't know, Galloway, and just going to like a 4-star rated Waffle House there. No snark to Galloway.
Would never do that. 4th most
It must
dangerous
be-
Waffle
It
House.
must be Birmingham.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
rule. The rule is that Johnny must go to Birmingham because we determined it's the 4th most dangerous city. So therefore the 4th, I don't know. That was a long time ago. I would tell you to go back and listen to
It
that
was
episode,
a bit.
but
Aaron and I
Far
thought it
away
was
is
a
it?
bit, and Johnny has like been planning.
he's
flights
really
ever
latched
since.
onto this. Yeah.
Oh no, that's Birmingham, Michigan. That's much closer.
Well, do what you got to
Birmingham,
do.
Alabama.
We didn't
It's only-
specify.
Far.
It's under 7.5 hours. It's not even that bad.
Is it really? It's that close.
Yeah.
Why have I never gone to a UAB game? That's what I got to ask myself. Speaking of UAB, kind of, this week we are picking the UFL. I say kind of because at one point all of these games were played at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. That's no longer
I
the
thought it was
case.
the same with
These
you.
teams actually have their own stadiums. So this week we are picking Memphis Showboats at the DC Defenders. Now, in case you forgot, I actually do have a list of the other UFL teams here. You've got the Birmingham Stallions. So, Johnny, that might be your favorite team. Birmingham is represented here. They are at
Maybe I'll go.
Yeah, maybe you will. Well, don't go now because they're at the Michigan Panthers. They're at Ford Field. So don't go this week. Don't go this week. We also have the Houston Roughnecks playing a rivalry game against the Arlington Renegades at Choctaw Stadium, Josh. You could go.
Hey.
Yeah.
No, the Renegades are horrendous. I mean, they're bad.
Yeah, what
They
did the
were
Renegades do
last year.
last? Oh,
Oh,
well,
that's right. That's a new season.
yeah. And last week,
season.
Arlington Renegades 33, San Antonio Brahmas 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
Love those
Josh.
types of scores. Let's
Yep.
go.
And then the Brahmas play at the St. Louis Battlehawks, which are easily the team you should be rooting for in this league. I must
Please
say.
root
Correct.
for them. Their fans are insane.
Yeah. Yep. So that's what we're picking. Guys, I'll pick the DC Defenders. They are home. They are looking to bounce back from a win. They're looking to bounce back from a win and do better because they only won
Bounce
8.
up.
They
Bounce
yes,
up.
you're right. Bounce up from a win that was only 18-11. That's a gross score even for UFL.
Oh.
Ooh.
But 10-point scores are a thing in this league, remember? You can score it, or maybe it's a 3-point conversion. I don't remember. You can get a touchdown and then go for a 3-point conversion from the 10, I believe. So
Oh.
18-11 might be a very normal score. I
When
obviously
I go
did
to the
not watch
Waffle
this
House,
game.
I'll scout. So I'll scout and get back to you
Oh,
guys.
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
DC.
DC. I don't know how you can give me a team to root for, or at least just pick this week, and have me pick against a group called the Showboats. I don't care what the origin is. I'm going Showboats all day, every day. Have to.
Showboats is a better name. I'm picking Showboats. DC Defenders is a lame name, and the government's making cuts, so that defense is probably going to suck.
Defending what? Yeah.
Yeah. Showboats.
I like it.
Plus, Memphis has the 8th biggest pyramid in the world.
That is true.
Look it
Sad,
up.
but true.
Beautiful.
It is
No,
time for the
beautiful.
next segment,
American,
but
it's sad that it's not one.
well, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, Josh. Typically, we go into what we're following, but before we do that,
They put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Right to jail, right away.
so as you can tell, if you've been listening to the show for longer than 5 minutes, we tend to be pretty critical. We're negative. And I have something on tap that I'm going to be very negative about. I'm upset about it. But unfortunately, guys, I have to throw myself in jail. Why? Because I am running all kinds of different streams, all kinds of new technology, and I forgot the basics. I did not record my own audio file.
Oh no.
So what you are hearing on podcast land is just not as good audio from the stream. So I do apologize for that. That's on me. That is my bad.
I did panic a little bit when you started with the intro sound, and I had not yet hit record.
Oh,
But I went, oh, it's fine. I
Yeah.
mean, he knows. He's the host.
well, and
He
that part
obviously
would be
is-
fine, Josh. It just dumb idiot over here that forgot to record his own audio. So,
happens
yikes.
to the best of us.
So I have to go to jail.
Also you.
I don't know if I've ever picked up a straight out of jail free card. And if I did, frankly, I'd keep it in my wallet because I deserve some jail time for this. I need to sit there and think about what I've done and just really reflect. And hopefully they have a TV so I can watch baseball, but really just I need to just sit there. That being said, I'm in jail, but I am going to visit our good friends, the NCAA, who have been put in jail by us multiple
They
times.
have a life sentence.
They have a life sentence. You could even say the jail is sponsored by the NCAA.
And it's never double jeopardy. You
Right.
follow the rules. It's a new offense. It's a genuinely unique
Mm-hmm.
offense each time.
Yep. Yep. I totally agree. They say that most student athletes go into something as a
Pro in
professional
something
other than sports. Yeah. The NCAA is in jail for something only sports. I don't know. Anyways, look, newly paid coach Deion Sanders, Colorado, got that bag. Good for him. At Colorado, had a great idea. If you haven't been paying attention to college football, and I don't blame you because it's March 31st, you have probably missed out on the fact that a lot of schools are kind of doing away with the spring game. We talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago, the big deal being made by Nebraska because they had 5 players plucked out of their roster into the transfer portal when that portal opened, which that happened just a couple days ago, I think. Or maybe that was just for basketball. I don't know. Either way, teams are a little hesitant to put potentially their best players or their best young players on the field for all to see. Meanwhile, there's Deion Sanders who reached out to Syracuse and said, hey, let's do a spring game where we just both play each other. That is an amazing idea. Who would possibly say, oh, a spring scrimmage to give the sport some notoriety in the spring with Colorado and Syracuse, who put together a fantastic year last year? Who would possibly say no to that? And surprise, surprise, you already know the NCAA said no. They have denied the proposed spring game between Colorado and Syracuse. They made it official on Friday The FBS Oversight Committee, which has got to be the most worthless thing ever, will not recommend a waiver to allow the game to take place. It argued other programs are too far into spring practice to schedule such a game, and there's academic concerns and potential recruiting advantages not available to other programs. How about we just reward 2 teams who had a great idea?
Yep. Everybody else could have come up with the idea.
Yes.
Aaron, I hope at least, and I did read their full statement, to just be the optimist here.
Sure.
I'm at least hoping that based on that statement, because at least that statement wasn't a firm no, never.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost it's too late in the year for us to do this. So I'm at least optimistic and hopeful that we might be able to get something done for next season. And if so, that at least long term, cool. Great job, Dion, because your idea worked, man.
Yeah.
And they were also wanting this to be more than just a spring game. Like they wanted to do like NFL style, almost how the NFL does in the preseason. Most of the teams, they'll do inter squad practices and scrimmages leading up to preseason games.
Yep.
Oftentimes, sometimes in August, you'll see some fall camp fights because like the Giants and Chargers will be training together and somebody says something to somebody about their mom. And, it gets a little too, there's a ruckus. But I think it's a wonderful idea. Basically, for all the reasons you said, Aaron, I think it would be great. We got to get rid of the spring transfer portal as well. Like we can't be having 2 transfer windows unless you're losing your coach.
Right.
If you're losing your coach, like there should be exceptions like that, but we need to have a 1 window for players to leave, not just multiple. So there's ways to also fix that to where the spring game can still exist, whether it's facing other teams or not. And other teams will have the liberty to decide.
Yeah.
Because, and one thing with all these changes, and I think we've all said this before, that like nobody is usually like truly asking how this affects the players or the fans. Like people say they are with the money.
They're not.
They are being totally disingenuous. Because that's helping them. They're making money. As much as the people complain about the players making money, the only reason that some adults in the room got into the room in the first place was because they knew they could exploit the system to make money. But the spring game is one of the few remaining bastions of the sport that is cheap, that is fun, that is not serious, and is not all about just printing money. Do the schools make some money off the spring game? Of course. But what's the Ohio State spring game, Aaron? $5, $10? You can actually bring your family. If you can't afford tickets to go to a regular season game, which is totally reasonable, they're very expensive. And if you have a family, that's very difficult to get to go to a game. You can take them to a spring game. It's a noon kick. Usually the weather's very nice. It's a relaxed setting. It's general admission. Everybody's having fun. And most schools have some version of this. So I'm just, all of that to say, you nixed the spring game exhibition thing this year. I'm really praying and hoping that the spring game in some form or fashion still exists for these programs, because it's great for the program. It's free press. People love it. You're thinking about the team in April. That's for a sport that starts in late August, September. So anyway, that's my soapbox. I want the spring game to remain for those people. Not everybody can afford to go to a game.
Well, and I'll say for us too, like we are fortunate enough to cover college football games throughout the year. We don't have the flexibility personally to like drive all over the country during the spring and go to practices. Hey, maybe someday. Right now we don't. So the best that we can do during the spring is to read as much as we humanly can and then to watch the spring game. And the spring game's helpful because then you can actually see the players play. You can see, you can see as much as a university is willing to let you see. And I get why they may not want to do that. But for our perspective, that's kind of a bummer because I do, I'm self-reporting here a little bit, but I do sit down and watch just about every spring game that is televised throughout the year. Maybe not like all that Saturday that it happens, but throughout the year between April and September. So we'll see. We'll see. It is what it is. But I do have something fun to share, a rare positive for us with college football.
The guys spent hours scrolling social media, and they found some pretty dumb stuff. Now they want to talk to you about it.
The real ones know that we would call it ooey pooey.
Ooey pooey.
R.I.P. to ooey pooey.
Ooey pooey's the
Got you.
answer.
I didn't even need to.
Yeah, never
done.
mind.
Good luck. It's time for What We're Following.
Now, before I read this, it's helpful to know that the date on the calendar reads March 31st. It could be that this particular program, and that's just a warning to you also, tomorrow's April Fool's, so don't get sentelled tomorrow, okay? That's your goal. Don't get sentelled. It could be that Coastal Carolina has posted this just a few hours early, but I don't think that's the case. Coastal Carolina announced that concessions at their football games this fall will be free. Let's go. Free concessions. How far away is Conway, South Carolina? Johnny, you do some research for us.
That's a
on
get
that.
out of jail free card.
Yes, it is.
Get out of jail free card.
Yes.
Hey, it's right next to Myrtle Beach, man.
Yep.
So
Oh,
just tie that in with your vacation.
Mm-hmm.
flight is only $230.
Oh, it's under 10 hours. I'm driving.
Oh,
There's a
Spirit can get me there.
Damon's down there too.
Are you
apparently.
kidding me?
There's a
With
Damon's
trivia?
down there?
If there's
For all you
trivia,
Columbus locals
Yeah.
that are familiar with
Oh.
the Damons.
Yeah.
It's one of the few that exist in the world.
yep.
Spirit can get me there for $200. It's a 14-hour flight. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make
It's a 14-hour flight. It's less than that to drive, Josh. Where are you connecting? Are you flying to LA and then flying back? like,
it.
Are you pushing the
Hold
plane
on.
there?
yeah.
I think I am. No, it's that classic DFW to Orlando to
6-hour layover.
least
Myrtle
you-
Beach.
Oh my gosh. You're
Now-
going in a big circle.
Right.
Exactly. I get to see all of the beautiful SEC territory, SEC land.
Now, guys, we could go on April 5th. Spring game, free and open to the public.
Oh.
Coastal
Amazing.
Carolina. According to their website, ticket purchasing patrons visiting the concession stands will be able to acquire 4 items per concession stand visit
What?
from a selection of hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, and fountain drinks. There is no limit to the number of in-game visits, but fans must scan each trip through the line with the soon-to-be-launched Coastal Carolina Athletics app because they want to know how much food are you shoving in
How
your
many
face.
calories is this?
I'll
guy
download an
having?
app for that. Are
Yeah.
you kidding?
This is
That's
exactly-
amazing.
I don't know. Well, no, I don't work there anymore. It doesn't matter. When I worked at Starbucks, that's the exact policy they had. It was I had an employee number. I don't remember what it is, so I'm not even going to say it. Where once I was on the clock, I had as many drinks as I wanted.
Oh.
Pumped. All I had to do was ring out my drink, enter my little employee code, and Starbucks explicitly said, "We don't care, just mark it."
Wow.
So I would do probably the equivalent of like 6 shots of espresso a day when I was on. So I
Wow.
died, and I'm here now as a different person. But that's it keeps. I worked there longer than I wanted to because partially I didn't want to lose my benefits. I got a bag of coffee from their coffee selection each week for free, and then I think I ended up taking probably 35 drinks a week.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I mean, Aaron, I thought for sure you were going to say 4 items for the per ticket.
Right.
Like for
and
the
fair
game.
enough if that was the
I was gonna
case.
say I'm like
That
full-
would have been fair enough.
free. Yeah, awesome. I'll have-
That would have been
yeah,
amazing. The fact that it's just 4 per trip was totally reasonable. You don't want somebody walking up there and
Oh, of
saying, "I want
course.
50 hot dogs," but that's
Well-
awesome. That's so cool.
That's
I
fantastic.
love that.
Yep.
Gotta love those Chanticleers.
That's it. I'm not going to end with any sarcasm. No snark. That's just it. It's great. Coastal Carolina, you are already one of my favorite teams. Now you're clearly my favorite team in the Sun Belt, if not just all of FBS. Ohio State won a championship, so I can be done with them. Coastal Carolina, you are my new favorite team.
So all of that money you saved,
Oh yeah.
I can have you put right back into living the good life. And Johnny, I want you to listen up because I think you're gonna love this one especially. You have historically supported my financial endeavors to find ways to elevate the human experience.
Yes.
My TikTok For You page, I think just 2 days ago, sent me the first video. I'm sorry, the second video ever made by this guy. He has 5 videos total, and he has started this beautiful account called The Pencil Sharpener. He
I thought you were about to
It's
say
a-
the guy that's been doing the worm in his backyard for like 2 weeks.
What?
I do
Straight?
follow that guy too. Also, hold on. As we're doing this, Johnny, you will.
He hasn't
say your
taken a
thing.
break?
No, he posts every
Well,
day.
no, he like
Oh.
eats and sleeps and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
all
you
right.
don't get these types of guys. You don't get these guys on.
But
Reels.
Josh, are you saying like this isn't a pencil sharpener? It's
It's an artisanal. It is
pencil sharpener.
The pencil sharpener. He has a razor blade
Ooh.
Oh my.
and he hand sharpens.
Oh.
Well, that's
Those
not a
pencils.
that's not a pencil sharpener.
Yes, it
He's
is.
just
Yeah,
choosing
no.
to. He's just
Shaving
just
it?
No,
using a
Johnny.
He's
This
just
is.
using a razor blade. Like,
Yeah,
that's
no,
not.
he-
It's
No,
not
see, Johnny, I
specifically.
know what you were
for
thinking.
a
I know what
pencil.
you were thinking, Johnny. No, you're missing it.
That's so disappointing.
No. This isn't like a razor blade. No, I send my pencils to this guy and he will sharpen them artisanally. for me.
What?
That's what it is, Johnny. He has 4 styles
Okay.
or 3. So you have the standard.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
do you
think
know how often I have to sharpen my pencils though? Like if I'm actually using cool, like does this guy have like that same day shipping? Like what? Like what?
I would send him. I mean, I would
Like,
send him a
what?
box. Yeah, I mean, I'd send him a box and have him all pre-sharpened, have him sent back, and I would just have this. Like, I would have multiple boxes probably in the mail the entire time, just like rotating through. So he has this like standard one. Then he is a big fan of doing what he calls. I don't know if this is specifically within the community or if this is one of his branding things, but he has a you can get your pencil sharpened what he calls the Lincoln method. The Lincoln method is very specifically known by the exposed head of graphites. It's a much larger
Now that's too
proportion
soon, sir.
of
Exposed head of graphite, new band name I call it.
Is it really called the Lincoln method because of his head being
the exposed.
Like
Yeah, the exposed.
that's
Look,
right. Yeah,
look
he's
how
wrong
much,
for
look
that.
How much?
he's wrong
Oh,
for
look
that.
at
That's a
that.
weapon.
Beautiful.
What?
It's.
I'm gonna
art.
see. I
Well, it
pressed
is.
too hard
It's
down on the
artisanal.
paper. I would break that instantly.
Yeah.
And it would
And
be
that's
such a
okay.
waste
And
of
that's
money.
okay. He
No, it's
has-
not okay.
Yes, because he has.
It's
other
like ruining a
techniques
piece
for
of
you.
art.
No, because he has like a much shorter method. That's called the Terrence Howard, and it's really little. Just really little. This is serious.
Who's Terrence
He
Howard?
said it's serious.
Who's
I don't
Terrence
know.
I'm
Howard?
looking this up.
I don't know. It's called the Terrence Howard. Someone look him up.
I got it. Yeah,
He said today
No.
when I was preparing for the show.
Oh, Terrence Howard's
He-
the guy that was what's Iron Man's sidekick? What's his name?
Oh, he was the original.
Yes.
No, not Sidekick. He was the original
Iron Patriot. Original Iron
Iron
Patriot.
Patriots.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Then they switched them.
And obviously known for other things, but I'm a weeb,
Other
and that's what I know him
things.
from.
Cool. See,
He came up with this pencil sharpening method.
I don't think he came up. I think this is what it is called. I think that's what I
Wow.
think. I think like
Talk
and
about
I
a
should
dude
have
with
clarified.
range.
I should have talked. I should have clarified this when I started. I'm not into tools. All right, I'm not buying a new pencil sharpener. I am hiring a pencil
Correct.
sharpener.
Outsourcing.
Outsourcing my sharpening, exactly. I don't. Let me just check here. No. Yeah, I don't have one single regular pencil in my room.
Hmm.
I have mechanical pencils. Sorry, and pens. So, but I might just have to go buy a box of those nice Dixon, Ticonderogas or
Yeah.
whatever they're called.
Partially
Why
owned
doesn't
by
he
Lee
just-
Corso.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
true story. He's like
Yeah,
one of
today
He's
the
even
owners of
he's
it.
incredible.
Yeah, he has an
Although
office.
today-
Another guy.
Lee Corso has
another
an
guy with
office
incredible
in the
range.
Dixon Ticonderoga Pencil Company. True story.
Amazing.
Wow. Although today this pencil sharpener did get sent a box of Mitsubishi. Yes,
Oh.
that Mitsubishi
Yes.
9850 HB pencils, and he said it was a really good soft wood, so he could really do a lot when he was sharpening. So,
All right.
and
That's-
in that same video, he said this is so people have been asking him because he's gotten millions of views. He's currently got 206,000 likes and 32,000
for him.
followers. And he started under a week ago. Today, his video, he said, "Hey, a lot of my comments have been asking me, is this real?" And he's like, "This is real. This is as real as that dog you saw on your walk today that you wanted to pet, but the owner kept walking and kind of ignored you." I don't think it can get any more real than that. So once you've saved your money with all these concessions, you can reinvest into your local economy. And when I say local, wherever he is local to,
Right.
and really
Artisan
live the sharp life.
Boo.
Nice. Good one, Josh. Did you say a price for this? How much are we talking?
He doesn't.
Oh yeah,
he's
we
not
need to know
seen-
a price.
He's not listed it yet. I will keep you guys updated. But
Does it depend on the brand of pencil?
I bet you it's brand and technique. That has to be the case. Oh, he has a story. Let's see. Yeah,
The-
he's
the
not
reason I
posted
ask is
things yet.
because we're streaming on TikTok for the first time, and technically someone could go in and gift us whatever. Like, again, I know next to nothing about live
Oh.
streaming on TikTok, so naturally I thought, let's just stream our entire show there. But apparently you can send someone a Phoenix that's 25,999 coins. I don't know what that translates to in like actual money. Is that $260? I don't know. If it is,
Wait,
viewers,
what am I?
you know what
Hold
to
on,
do.
I'm gonna pretend gift. What?
Oh.
What can I give you? What can I give us?
Right. It's the Obama meme. Well, so you can give a rose. I think a rose is 1 coin. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
1 coin, and I know 1 coin
is
is
a penny.
like just about. You can get 24 coins for 29 cents.
Okay.
So more or less. So if I wanted to spend 250 real American dollars, I can get 18,500 coins.
Oh, great. Well, that means you could send ourselves a Sunset Speedway. Plus, you've got enough left over for a private jet and almost a unicorn fantasy. Almost. Apparently, that's how TikTok works. So, needless to say, TikTok, hit us up. We're gonna buy the most fanciest sharpened pencils you've ever seen. Thanks in
That's what the
advance.
loser gets. The loser gets the Lincoln technique.
That's right, Johnny. You think you're going to the 4th most dangerous Waffle House? Nope. You have to purchase an artisanally sharpened
to-
pencil.
And I'm not doing it for
I would
you.
much
You
rather
yourself
drive to
are
Birmingham.
emailing this man and going, I'll draft it out for you, but you have to
Yeah.
type it.
No.
Mr.
No.
Artisanal Pencil Sharpener, I love your work.
Yep.
It's a waste of
I-
money.
Am imploring that you improve my quality of life.
See,
by
when people
sharpening
ask,
these,
is this
set-
real? Was the wrong question. The question should have been, is this a joke? Because it's definitely real, but it's a joke. Whether he thinks so or not. It's
No,
a
this
joke.
is real.
Johnny, the world of high-end writing instruments is vast. I have my old fountain pen in here. I have an old Pilot Metropolitan. I think it still actually has some ink in it. Yeah, I have 2 beautiful bottles of ink in the back. Like, there is so much you can do with just a simple pen and paper or pencil and paper.
Like fill out a bracket. Johnny, imagine how much better your bracket would have been if you had an artisanally
I'd
sharpened
choke
pencil.
under
would
the
have been?
pressure. I'd choke under the pressure.
All right,
That's why
well,
there's
I
the
tried.
eraser. That's the
I tried.
beauty of it, Johnny. That's the beauty of the pencil.
No.
You embrace the finiteness of life through the pencil.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
All right,
Nope.
I've vamped enough. Johnny, how
You've tried.
what are you following?
I'm following, we had, opening day for baseball last Thursday.
Mhm.
Wonderful time of the year. We love when baseball season starts. What also debuted, which Aaron mentioned previously, is Backyard Baseball is now a mobile app. So
Let's
boom,
go.
right there.
Woo!
Look at that.
we're in the clubhouse,
Look
baby.
at that.
We are in the clubhouse.
We're in the clubhouse.
Ugh.
And unlike most re-releases, when people are like, "Oh, we're bringing back Star Wars Battlefront or whatever," and it's completely a different game. Like it's not even the same game. Like Battlefront's basically like, I don't know, like Call of Duty, but Star Wars themed. It's literally the exact same game. Like carbon copy, nothing has changed. It's just a little slightly different because it's on your phone that you're playing, but it could not they haven't changed anything. I'm currently in the Mr. Clanky's Super World Universe Forever Championship Playoff Series right now. It's amazing. So I love it. I'm loving it. They had a few bugs earlier on, but I think most of them are fixed. Obviously, the game just came out too. I'm hoping that this means that the rest of the sports are coming along for the ride eventually as well. Personally, big fan, super underrated, backyard soccer. Also backyard hockey, outstanding.
Yep.
So I really hope that the rest of the games are coming along. It is just the 97 version, so there's no pro athletes or anything, but maybe we'll get those back too. So I'm hopeful. I've absolutely loved it. I got my MVP right here.
No way.
Pablo Sanchez.
That's sick.
He's right there. He's the best.
Look at him.
Oh,
If you want an underrated player, a sleeper,
yeah.
if
What's you got to
will,
tell us the
if you
lineup?
forget-
here.
okay, I'll tell you the
so
lineup.
you can tell the player first. I'm sorry, not trying
But-
to interrupt, but
Underrated player that you always draft Pablo first. You always get Pete Wheeler because he's the fastest guy.
Yep.
If you want the best pitcher in the game, you're gonna get Kenny Kawaguchi. And honestly, Kenny's been clutch at times today. So here's the team. You gotta love all the
Oh.
team photos too.
Yep.
You got those short guys with the chairs in the back. Amazing. All right, so I'll give you the starting lineup because that's also how I'll share my sleepers. So you always take Pete, Pablo. So I actually have Stephanie as my second batter.
Oh.
She is a monster at getting singles. She gets on base. And then I have Pablo batting third. And then I have my sleeper, dark horse, underrated, power hitter. He's one of the slowest guys in the
Mikey?
entire game. He's maddening sometimes. Mikey
Yeah.
Thomas is amazing. That dude crushes dingers. He is amazing. He's great. Then I got Keisha, Ahmed, Amir, the two brothers. They're awesome. Jocinda, because Jocinda every now and then can have some power with her hitting.
Yep.
That's the one. You pick your favorite player that you would like to include. And then I got Kenny. Kenny has an ERA of 0.65 this season.
Woo!
He is killing it. I won 3 games, 1-0.
Oh, nice.
So that dude is crushing it. Anyway, backyard baseball. I absolutely love it. I played way too much, as you can tell, reminiscing of
That's
when
so
I
good.
got the CD version in my
Cheers box?
cereal box.
Yes.
So
Yes.
enjoy. It's $5. I think it was $5. Well worth your money, in my
Yes.
opinion, because you can't put a price on joy. So
true.
joy is the cost of joy is $5.
Yep. And there's no ads. It's just the game.
No
and
ads.
It is beautiful. By the way, right now,
It's
if you're
not changed.
if you're watching live, number one, go follow Backyard Baseball or Backyard Sports on all their various platforms. Because if you hit a home run longer than 700 feet and give evidence of such home run to the folks over at Backyard Sports, they will backyardify you. So you send them a picture and they will turn you
What?
into the backyard. Yes. Now, 700 is
But
a
I
long.
have. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a long home run, so you probably need to get like a double play or hit a special pitch and get that aluminum power bat. Maybe the screaming line drive will get you there. Probably not. You probably need
No, that's how I did it.
the aluminum.
The aluminum bat.
Yeah, that's probably what you need. Get Pablo, get Mikey. And someone posted a home run of over 1,000 feet with the aluminum bat. That's insane.
What?
Yeah.
Who hit it? Mikey?
I don't know.
That had to be Mikey.
I know it was in like the
Maybe
cement
Keisha.
playgrounds or whatever. So it also
man.
you may need to explore different ballparks because right now the regular season you just play in Parks Department number 2. So you may need to go to pickup and just try to play. I mean, if you're just if your sole purpose is to get backyardified, which is a noble quest. You may just want to play easy. You may want pitch locator on. You may want to make it as easy for yourself as possible to get these power-ups and to use them and to get backyardified. I'm going to be spending a portion of my night trying to achieve that. So we'll see how that goes. I may try to
Crazy
do it.
bunt, underrated power.
Oh, yeah.
I love the crazy bunt.
Yeah, no kidding. So I believe it's on iPhone. I played it on iPad. Great experience there. I believe it's also available on Mac because you're just buying it all from the App Store. So I'm going to try Mac tonight and see how that works. But that's our shameless, and it's not, shameless plug because that's worth it. Backyard
No
Baseball.
shame.
Well done. You are out of jail probably for the rest of your lives. So, yeah. And with that, we will end the show on a positive note. Listeners, viewers, thank you for joining us. Good to see a bunch of folks over on all the different platforms. So again, we are planning on streaming the show because it didn't break my PC. It just broke my brain and I forgot to record like an idiot. But we are planning to stream the show live. I'll say 6, but it ends up being 6:30ish Eastern time every Monday night. So join us. We'd welcome your comments as you can talk about your backyard baseball roster or your thoughts on March Madness or whatever that looks like. So you're free to join us live or you can watch the replay, I think, on both YouTube and Facebook. So until then, listeners, viewers, thanks for being here. We will see you all